Hey everybody, this is Val. Just making another video, not for any particular reason, just to do. Um, this is the current way that popular way that I convey information. Apparently, the regular blog posting I used to do many years ago, I could still do it, and I may still do it. Uh, but this really is the thing to do. So I'm doing it on the camera, even though it's close to 6 in the evening, and the light is crappy, but the light was crappy before, and we'll all live. Um, haven't Day kind of uneventful. Went grocery shopping. Um, as per usual, passed some neighbor's house that had a bunch of things in front of the house to give away for free, and I absolutely should not have taken any of it home. And of course, I mean, it was a bunny rabbit. And this is not any bunny rabbit. This is a vintage 1999 Beanie Baby named Hippie. I guess because it's a tie dye bunny. And if you look this up on eBay, it can uh, it can go up for like $300, but it also can go for $4. And so I'm sure somewhere in that happy medium, this the value of this bunny lay, though of course, it can't reach the heights of the value it gives to me personally, having found him today. So say hello to Hippie the bunny. Hello. And so that was exciting. That was exciting. That will go in the official Val vintage Beanie Baby collection. Um, and goodness, what else? Gee Willikers, this is a lot of celebrities passing away and stuff, man. Like it's weird. It's weirded me out. I'm gonna be honest. It's weirded me out. It really has. Like Michelle Trachtenberg from like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girl and Harriet the Spy. Of course, she passed away a couple days ago at the way too early age of 39. And then, I mean, acclaimed actor Gene Hackman passed, and he was in his mid 90s. But there is some controversy about the way th- they found the bodies in that case, and his wife was deceased as well, and the dog was deceased as well in a closet, a German Shepherd, and it's just uh, I've kind of reached my point with that case that it's just whatever really happened. There's like I don't think I need to know. Like, let the police figure it out, and if they're actionable things they need to do based on what they figure out in that thing, then they should do it. But it's like, I mean, like Gene Hackman's like an actor that, oh my God, I mean, I've watched him my entire life, right? Because it's like he was in Superman. And so, like, I'm a Gen X, or my God, like I was watching the Superman movies, like one and two, over and over and over again, on on the ABC movie of the week and stuff like that. Since I was like a knee high to a grasshopper or whatever. So I was always very familiar with Gene Hackman's work, just in that movie as Lex Luthor, right? So and then as time went on, that sort of built into like seeing him in a lot of other different roles, like French Connection and The Conversation and you know so many other great stuff. And so it's kind of like like you're an actor, and you've put out these amazing performances, this amazing career. And I think he was in like he was like in the military before he became an actor, and he just had this incredible life and everything. And then it's like at the end of your life, like this sort of weird stuff happens, and it's just like like what happened. And just it's just I'd rather it's like, am I better off not knowing? Am I better off just focusing on just like his films, right? And then that also brought up another issue of sort of I wouldn't say wrestling with. I mean, but yeah, kind of just thinking about. I would say more the last, oh goodness, several years. It was really hit me that there are so many actors that I've grown up with and that I've, so familiar with. Like when I was in my 20s and 30s, like, watching films, and these actors are all, sort of came up in the 60s and 70s, but even like in the 80s and 90s, they sort of looked, even the early aughts looked ageless in a way. They looked perpetually kind of like just maybe staring down the barrel of like 42 or something. And it's like you never really sort of saw them age too much, and it's sort of like uh, the films, like, like you just, you're watching the films, over and over again because you've got like, first it's VHS and then it's DVD, and then you're watching, clips on YouTube and everything. So you're just always familiar with their younger selves. And then there's the whole layer on top of that of just, how celebrities strive to look younger. So like there's an illusion of not aging or not aging as fast, or the real real reality of how quickly they, or like, how much they really how old they really are. At this point, it doesn't really hit you until, it didn't really hit me for a lot of these actors until like the last couple years. Like I mean, Bill Murray is a great example. Like, I love Bill Murray. I love Bill Murray, grew up with Bill Murray, and Bill Murray always looked, for like decades, just kind of looked like a dude sort of in his, heading into his late 30s, and then maybe kind of somewhere in his 40s, and just was kind of like, that was a picture of him in my mind all the time, something a cross between Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day. That was Bill Murray. And then I remember like a year or two ago, I saw a photo of him, like a recent photo of him, candid photo of him, sitting next to Paul Rudd, right? And it was just like, it hit me that Bill Murray, like, he was old, and that's not a pejorative thing. I mean, literally, he's an older person, right? So it's like in that photo, he almost looked, and this, I don't mean anything uh, by this description, but like he looks slightly like kind of like old and almost like delicate. And if you know what I mean, like with someone like this, like you'll, like, you'll know someone for a long time and they're getting older and older and older, and then suddenly it's like they just look kind of smaller and a little bit more delicate, and that doesn't mean that they are delicate or fragile or anything like that. They can still have, the strength of a horse. But I'm saying, like, that's when it hits you with a celebrity like that. Oh wow. And the real reason that's important, I guess, to us, or why it hit me so hard, it goes, of course, past just the hero worship of an actor like that. But then it's like, you just turn it around and you're just sort of like thinking about your own mortality, and it's like zing. And so I mean, like, before I threw on this video, like, I found out Harrison Ford wasn't had to cancel out on the Oscars because he just had a serious case of the shingles. And it's just sort of like, Harrison Ford's another one who, I love him. For like the longest time, he seemed to just stay the same age, and now it's really hitting me. You know, he's an older person, and yeah, and I guess it all just spins back to my own sense of mortality for myself. And it's like you get these rags, like the Daily Mail will always do these articles like about just hunting these older actors down and going, oh, can you believe this actor is 85 and looks 85? Can you imagine? And it's like they just keep doing these stories like, oh my goodness, wow. And like on one hand, it's just these stories are disgusting. Like they're disrespectful and they're disgusting, but they're operating again on that primal thing about our attitude towards our own mortality, right? So because we're like, seeing that, and then we're like, goodness, we're going back to our own age, and being like, oh my goodness, yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just like I feel like, I mean, Chris Walken's another one, and Jeff Bridges is another one, and it's like, you know, of course they look older. They're older. Like it's natural. It's natural to head into your way into your 70s and 80s and look older and stuff. Like, but it's almost like the society itself, this sense of passage of time, it's just arrested in a way, right? And that's internet age and all this sort of stuff, and then you've got AI, and that's like AI is a whole other thing, because now you can have your actors doing movies, like new movies forever, right? Like, that whole Captain America Brave New World thing, Red Hulk. Harrison Ford is Red Hulk. I mean, I've never seen a more bold-faced advertisement of like a movie studio going, "See, we can just keep up. We can just keep putting new Harrison Ford movies out into perpetuity, just like this." It doesn't have to be Red Hulk. It could just be Indiana Jones all over again. And that's the thing, like that's really going to happen. I'm telling you, this is really going to happen. We're going to start to have real ass films, like not like a gimmicky film, but real ass films, saying, "Oh, this is a new adventure from this actor who either has, passed away or is like in their 70s and 80s, and but it's a whole new adventure of them, just completely AI'd." And it's crazy, man. Looks like I used to research this futurist stuff like really hardcore, like 10 years ago and stuff, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. And I was looking at all these things, and like, man, years ago, like they were planning to do a new James Dean movie with a CGI James Dean. Uh I believe that's what they were planning to. They never. I don't think they ever pulled the trigger on it. But these are the types of things they were thinking about like 5, 8, 10 years ago. And as far as I know, I think Disney slash Marvel slash Lucasfilm, you know, computer 3D scans, 4D scans their actors completely, so they can just, it's all in there, and I mean, Robert Downey Jr. can express, like, I'm totally against that. But it's like, you already kind of saw him kind of like with one of those Marvel films, like they kind of de-aged him or something, and it's just, so it's just like a sense of like there's a lack of sense of the seriousness of time passing, you know, and it's just weird, man. It's just weird. So maybe that will be the topic of this video. Uh, it's weird, man. Time doesn't feel like it's really passing, and it's all weird. And and I got this bunny. It's my little Donnie Darko bunny. Um, but yeah, that's my topic. So there you go, man. Um, the night is young. I might shoot even another video. I don't even know. I'm just enjoying talking on the video, dumb stuff. So, and you watched, so yay! If you got this far, you get a no prize, and that's my cat over there. But yeah, you get a Marvel no prize for watching this far. All right, kids, take care. Bye.